Thanks for tuning in to another episode of King Media TV, and I'm your host, the Double OG Grill Boxing, Ted King. This week we have a boxing extravaganza. We have the Fury versus Usyk heavyweight fight for the undisputed heavyweight championship that is, of the world. This hasn't taken place in quite a long time. I guess the last one was Lewis. And so they're over there in Saudi Arabia um, preparing for this Saturday's fight between two top heavyweight champions today. So we're going to evaluate. I'm going to evaluate these two fighters as we go, and also going to give a lot of put in a lot of time on the undercard fighters as to who I think should come out on top. And of course, you all are welcome to participate. As a matter of fact, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification icon for future videos. Yes, also, please do in the comment section tell me who you think is going to win between these two Goliath men, Fury or Usyk. In my opinion, both of them have great intangibles. Starting with let's talk about Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is probably a better well known of the two. Tyson Fury, of course, at 6'9" tall, is a big man, and of course he's going to be the bigger man. His last outing against Francis Ngannou, wasn't very impressive. In fact, Ngannou knocked him down. As we all know, when Ngannou fought the resurgent Anthony Joshua stopped him in dominant fashion. So going into the fight, we would think that Fury, of course, looking at how he looked at the arrival conference, or it was basically what it was an introduction to those who were fighting, and so all the fighters came, and he was one of them, of course, and he looked fantastic. He looked like he's in shape. Actually, he looked like he's ready to go. Very toned looking, very lean looking. So he's definitely looks like he's in shape. So an in shape Tyson Fury, being the bigger man, the odds probably in his favor. However, can't really say that, okay, because it's it's going to go back and forth by the time fight night comes. And again, Alexander Usyk has intangibles as well. Not the bigger man, but he's definitely the more elusive of the two. Even though Tyson Fury does show some elusiveness for a big man, but Usyk, coming from the southpaw stance, present a different set of challenges for Tyson Fury. These things will, of course, play itself out on Saturday. And of course, I will be giving some dialogue on this going into the fight on Saturday. I took a little break, but we're going to be very active going into this week of a fight between the heavyweight champion for the heavyweight championship of the world. And of course, again, as I said before, we'll be talking about the undercards. And giving this is going to do a little. This is going to be very interesting, because basically you will be able to pick who you think was going to win the fight based on some of these footages of these fighters that's on the fight card. You can be able to look and say, you know what, do the eyeball test says I think this person's going to win, or my eyeball says this person's going to win. It should be very, very, very fun. to kind of get your, say, well, look, you know, this should be helpful to us all in terms of what we see and how we see it and why we think these things are going to happen. Of course, in my mind, I already have in my mind who I think will win the fight. That will definitely be determined on the day of the weigh-in. This particular time, like for example, I gave an earlier prediction on who I thought was going to win between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. I said Saul Canelo Alvarez was going to stop him by the 11th round. Well, of course, that didn't happen. He did get the victory, but he didn't get the stoppage. Made no videos whatsoever regarding the Lomachenko versus Kambosos fight because I was busy doing some other things. However, that was very interesting as well. And of course, we have Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. Now that's the one that really, really, really intrigued me the most in terms of that in which Frank Martin could bring into the fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. As a matter of fact, he presents a lot of problems. One being, what I'm talking about Frank Martin, is his doggedness, his determination. I think he has a lot of dog in him. I've talked about that in previous video as well. So, we have a lot of things, going on, but basically, I'm going to concentrate this week on the Fury versus Usyk. And I haven't forgot about the Terence Crawford upcoming fight, where arguably the all-time best fight card in the history of boxing will be taking place in Los Angeles in August. So we have a lot to talk about, but right now I'm just kind of letting you all know that I'm back on track. We'll be giving some talk about the, some more detail about the the Fury versus Usyk fight. And we're going to do a little deep dive on both fighters. And of course, a lot of you know who Tyson Fury is. And not to mention Mike Tyson, he's got an upcoming fight as well. But there I go again. Tyson Fury, he, based on his present state regarding his mindset and fitness, and Usyk's, because Usyk did beat Anthony Joshua twice. So Usyk does have a top name on his resume, and we have, as I said before, Anthony Joshua is up and coming. But Usyk presents a lot of challenges for Tyson Fury. So for just about 5 more minutes, I'm going to focus on that. Usyk coming out of the southpaw stance is going to be having a lot of lateral movement. And that lateral movement, he's going to be turning in order to win the fight, Tyson Fury. He has to. And again, he also has to utilize his straight right hand to the body. And that right there is, I think, in my opinion, going to be the key to the fight. The straight right, my mistake, my bad. The straight left to the body is going to be his bread and butter punch. Because one thing about Tyson Fury, he gets hit, gets knocked down, he gets up. But what the opposition never does is they never go to his body. Very seldom, with all that body, all that man, they don't really attack his body. I mean, they really just pretty much, shoots up at his head. But I think Usyk is going to probably make some deposits downstairs to the body and keep moving laterally. Of course, he has to, and use a lot of angles if he's going to win the fight. And basically, the opposite with Tyson Fury, of course, he had to keep on the end of that jab, and hopefully he can catch him with a straight right or uppercut coming in. So that's where the interest in the fight is going to come down to. And again, game plan always plays a part in all of this, but I don't believe that it's going to be the same as Fury and Wilder, because Wilder doesn't present a challenge when it comes to movement. Usyk does, and that's going to be the determining factor, the movement of Usyk, whether he will win the fight or not. And so, based on that understanding and my analytical, I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, so again, we're going to be doing a lot more videos on the Fury fight. Give you a little taste of what's up and coming. And until the next one, I'm on to the next. Keep your hands up. I'm Double OG Gorilla Boxing, Ted King.
The props as a generational great. The man to my left, this guy is super elite. You know, when he won the world title with ease in Riyadh, to take your first defense against Terence Crawford shows you what he's all about. I promise you, this guy will bring everything to this fight. This is a very dangerous fight for Terence Crawford. I believe Bomac and the guys, they know that. And big respect to Terence. He steps straight up. He'll fight absolutely anybody. And just looking at the card once again, I think it's important to break it down, as I said. Terence Crawford against Israel Madrimov, the WBA and the WBO Interim World Championships. Isaac Cruz against Jose Valenzuela for the WBA 140-pound title. Jarrell Miller against Andy Ruiz back in Los Angeles. And what a fight between Tim Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz Jr. at 154 pounds as well. David Morrell against Hot Rod for the WBA Light Heavyweight World Championship. Andy Cruz against Moran, and still more to be announced. This is, I believe, the greatest fight card top to bottom the US has ever seen.